What's up, everybody? Bob Walters, Brett Grasso, Locked Up Sports, the best New York sports talk on the internet. Lot going on today. Mizorowski and the Mets is facing the Mets in the rain. We got Jets, Giants, college football. Deshaun Watson named the quarterback. All kinds of stuff going on. Brett, what's up? Coach, name the coach. They hate Deshaun Watson out there.
No, I know that's. Yeah, oh, forget it. He's out there ripping fans and being like, I don't care.
I know.
Like, he's on his check, you know.
He's a bad guy. He's a bad guy, though, too.
He can't help it. And he's like, I would never change anything I've ever done in my life. That was my favorite quote of the week.
And he's one of these.
They were like, would
creeps.
you change anything if you could about your state? You know, I wouldn't change nothing about nothing that's ever happened. No?
And he's one of these creeps that are rolling over at the massage with the rehab spot.
he's the one that the moment that the San Francisco 49ers owner Jed York got caught at the motel, he was like, 150? He's like, I'm on my way.
Yeah, it's crazy. But let's start with the Mets. The Mets, they're playing better now, right? They got the best record in the MLB. They're playing better. They are 13-6 or 13-7 now after last night. My question to you is: would you rather them start fast and finish slow, or start slow like they did this year and finish fast? If they were gonna have, obviously we'd rather them play, but.
It feels like those are the only two options with the Mets. And it feels like they tend to be the start slow, finish fast team.
Not last year.
In the tiers, no, but in the years where they're good, they tend to start fast and then finish slow and then dog it at the end. Like, so you're in the years where they're bad, they tend to be bad early and a great second half. A team that would compete in the playoffs second half, but they're in such a hole, just like this year, that there's no getting out of the hole. But so that team, that the lineup they have today would probably beat a few first-round teams based on just what's happening today. But that team's not going to get to play baseball because of the first-half team, which isn't really even the team.
And they're doing it without Soto, right? So they're doing it without Soto, which is nice. But also,
and Lindor's getting his mojo back.
But it's meaningless. Did you see the screen went out right when he made the dive the other night?
Of course,
I was doing the
SNY's brilliant at that.
I'm doing the game,
so great.
And as he dives, and you could see he was going to catch it.
I knew, of course. In my brain, I saw him catch it. I saw him catch it. See, because of we know he caught it. Like I saw him as, he made the catch, and but SNY. Let me tell you, some of the best production in baseball. It's been rough during the key moments this year.
They lost their guy. They lost their guy last year. This is a new producer this year.
I know. It's a big deal.
The guy got fired.
I'm talking the Emmy Award winner.
Yeah, because remember he got fired because he was bringing his girlfriend on road trips, and she was like a production assistant. He was bringing her on road trips and banging her in the hotel. And his wife found out and they fired him.
You win back-to-back Emmys.
You should be allowed to do that.
Your girlfriend gets her own trailer.
That's what I'm saying.
Your girlfriend gets her own trailer.
They shouldn't have fired him for that.
We're worried about a guy who brings his girlfriend, but we got the owner of the San Francisco 49ers going out to hire hookers. Bring the guy. Bring your family.
You know what I think he did, though? You know what I think he did? I think he was moving her up the ranks. He was giving her raises and stuff. Like she was like an intern, and then she was making $250,000 a year.
It's a story as old as time. I mean, this is forever. That's on the people internally to allow that. That's not like he's got free reign.
No, I don't think he does either.
Jobs. No, he doesn't, because a big boss. You're talking all the way to the top. It's actually still run by the freaking Wilpons over there, so it's just crazy.
Yeah, you're right. It's still run by the Wilpons.
What goes on? Yeah, that's not owned by Cohen. Just so we're all clear with SNY, he's trying, but really though that's a rough one.
But I don't know because
value. No, but you lose that. You never gain. They're known as the best booth in sports.
Yes.
Part of being that is what they're visually being given, and not just by them, by like how it's cut. The voice is great, but if the cut stinks in the video, then it doesn't matter as much. So
I agree. But I mean, but as far as the Mets go playing well in the beginning or in the end, like it's great to watch them now, and they're actually watchable. But they don't. It's meaningless. They're not going anywhere. At least when they start fast, you have me. Now you get your heart broken because they stink late.
But even developing these kids is meaningless at this point because you know what you have out of them. The only thing that can happen at this point is it's not like they can hit 20 more home runs and you're like, they're that much better and we're that much more excited. They can only get hurt or do something stupid at this point. There's no chance of making any type of run. There's no really important game. I will say that the vibe does seem like at least they're playing games that feel meaningful to them.
Yeah,
so I will say
it better and they're watchable.
You're playing real baseball down the stretch as if there's a purpose to it. So it doesn't feel as like fruitless as it has in years past. I like to see the energy that's coming out. You know, the Jeffrey Yang and the
his thing is getting old to me because
he's doing. I hate it or like it.
They're down 8-1 yesterday, and he's celebrating on the mound. I mean, come on.
I didn't see it. I didn't see that one, but it brings at least this clubhouse feels like there's something going in the clubhouse and something to build on. And so, but I don't think that from this point on, there's anything to benefit outside of. Someone getting some more RBIs.
Yeah, there's not. But now, a lot of people are saying that Andy Green why not make him the manager, right? He's been so good. Mets have squashed it. He squashed that. He said, I want to be front office. They're talking now about general manager. Yeah. So they'll have a general, because they don't have a general manager. It's Stearns.
Do you know isn't that a little scary, though? Now, think about you're the next coach, all right? You're the next coach.
I don't think I'd want to be the general manager.
Big name or middle name. No, that coach. No, it's not that. Do you want the guy who just was a great coach, ready to take your spot at any time?
Yeah, but I don't think he is. I don't think he wants it.
It doesn't matter.
I don't think he wanted to do this.
No, you're correct, but that doesn't matter. If the fact that somebody else next year starts off slow, Andy Green's your coach for probably June through, depending on the guy. If you hire some big name, big contract, that's not happening. And if you hire a mid-level, I want you to follow our rules type of guy, that guy's on the hot seat starting day one with Andy Green.
But if you're the GM, you got Stearns there who was just running the whole show himself. And now you got, does he want to do that? Just go back to his front office, cushy player development. He's player development.
But Andy Green right now has got bigger sights. He sees Stearns is on the hot seat.
Yeah,
Andy Green's going, I just made my mark. I just made my mark. Stick me in as GM. Guess who's the next guy there?
President of baseball operations.
He gets to reap all the benefits. He gets to reap all the benefits without the restart because the restart's already happened. Yeah. And so I see Andy Green as a big picture guy, realizing the money's in that. The money's in a Brian Cashman guy who's like almost an owner.
Yeah.
You know, like... And so I really see that's big. Let me tell you, the owner side is the big side. The administration side is the big side.
Because you could also, when you watch these games, oh, I lost you for a second, but you're back. When you watch these games, you could see his player development thing because he'll be pulling Beatty last night. Now I know Bichette got hurt. Beatty played 3 positions last night. He started in left, went to third, then to short. He's getting substituted for this Pache guy who's hitting 140. He's being pitched in like the 6th inning, and you're like, what are we doing here? But you realize the games don't matter. And this is his player development. He wants to see what they could do and what they got, and that's his player development. I think he's more like into that. I don't think he even wanted to do this here. So we'll see how it goes.
No, especially for this reason that if things just start to go well, and
they have gone well. They've gone well. I mean, they played better recently.
Now he's in a spot of wait a minute. Now forever I'm known as the guy who's going to jump in and help this team out. Great, I'm a great coach. I never wanted to be a coach. That's how people get into jobs. Half the people in America that are in their job didn't want their job. They just ended up being pretty good at it, and they're like, now it's your job for the rest of your life. Enjoy.
They had I had a notification on Facebook yesterday about this guy who it was an old post about Alonso where I put up that they shouldn't sign Alonso, and he's like, "Oh, this post didn't age well. What an idiot you are!" He went through the whole thing. To me,
it doesn't mean anything
but the Mets say it doesn't mean anything because this thing doesn't. You can't even evaluate it till the 4th or 5th year. We would have taken Alonso for 3 years, right? Yeah, he's not having he's having a good year, but they're still in last place.
But look at that. If we did take Alonso for 3 years, or even say we signed him for the 5-year contract, year 1 wouldn't have mattered because this year. Mets weren't making it even if Alonso hits 80 home runs.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so start there. Year 2 is a lockout strike year with Alonso sitting. Now your contract really starts now on year 3.
And he's 33, 34 years old.
And so that's where we start judging. I'm not good for the Orioles, man. I hope Alonso has a good year. He wasn't making the playoffs with the Mets
They're in last place too, though. The Mets are in last place.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying, like, good luck. Like, I hope that they build on that, and Alonso over the next 2 years hits 40 home runs, and that is a big deal in the playoffs. If he hits 5 or 6 home runs in a playoff run, you're a legend over there. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do.
And the American League stinks. If the Mets were in the American League, they'd be 4.5 out, 4.5 out in the wild card.
No, and the AL East, you got like the Red Sox who are up and down this year. You have the Yankees who have come down to more of the edge of playoff mediocrity. No, just their standard. Like they're not. We know you're not the Dodgers are right now.
Yeah,
whatever.
no.
And then you look at the future of how everything's going with the MLB, and the Dodgers and how that whole thing is about to collapse, and that whole team's about to be disintegrated into who knows what over the next 2 years.
But they'll grandfather it in. They'll all still be there. They're gonna whatever happens, they grandfather it in.
That's not what's happening. The owner's in trouble.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. What's he in trouble for?
No, we're good. No, it's so the owner is now going down for like full insurance fraud. Like,
really?
Like
I didn't
they're
see
an
that.
insurance company who's been buying MLB players.
I did see that.
No, they are in big trouble. No, the Dodgers are going down, Bob, and everybody will be sold. Like they will be bits and pieces. Like I'm talking, Ohtani will not be a Dodger in the next 3 years. They're talking. All these guys are gone. Like that whole thing that everybody's like, this is bluept for the future. It's they're realizing that's a fraud.
And the fraud was with the team. The fraud was with the team. The fraud was with the team.
But I think it's with the owner. It's with the owner inside the team using all the funds as an insurance company buying it.
Okay,
That's other people's insurance funds.
Yeah.
They bought every one of these guys with someone. So the future equity is based on their insurance funds, based on like Ohtani.
Yeah, but that's a safe bet, right? Be buying a baseball team is a safe bet.
It doesn't. It's not that. It's not. You're not allowed to use those funds for that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're not
they gave it to you. You're not allowed to take someone else's money over here. And I'm not saying it's not totally illegal, but this guy's done. Like he's toast. They're going. Like we're talking FBI. We're talking big
I
deal
get you.
stuff.
He misappropriated the funds because people. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's like what Carton did.
It's a bigger deal that's what they built all these deals on. Is that Ponzi scheme down in the road? So let me tell you, the bills come and due real soon for the Dodgers.
Because it's what
he realized that. That's why they've doubled down to win these World Series this year. They know a three-peat. Nobody can take that away from him, and he can go, rod after that. But just realize, I think the owners knew this a lot long before the media cycle did.
So they could see it coming
in. And the other guys, and they all knew it. And I think that's why they're playing a different game than the Dodgers were playing in the last year, realizing that the Dodgers were on a push pre-lockout, win as many before we're about to lose it all. And so, good for them. Better than us. If you told me Cone was going to jail for the next 30 years, but we just won 3 in a row, Bob,
I take it.
there ain't a Mets fan alive who wouldn't lock him up themselves.
Yeah, lock him up. We beat that at the park. Lock him up. Lock him up. That's great. So that's the Mets going on. The Yankees play tonight. They're winning. They're going to finish second. The division is over, but whatever. Football's starting up in 2 weeks from today? 2 weeks from yesterday.
I'm ready.
You got the Super Bowl rematch. Let's go with the Giants here first. Should OBJ make the team? Now, he hasn't been great. He dropped a touchdown at the end of the half. He hasn't been great. I think they should put him on the team, right? If he's a bad, you cut him.
You can't cut him. You can't. I'm sorry. First of all, I'm not saying you can't cut him. I'm saying you get him on the roster. You let him play.
That's what I'm saying.
You kick him off later when someone else needs to happen. There's going to be injuries. You want him hanging around. You're a week away from this one rolling an ankle and OBJ being useful.
Yeah. No,
and he's a guy who
he'll
you
make
can run
a
him out
catch
there
or two
100 times. Who cares what happens? He's going to tear a hamstring. That means you got your use out of him. Now move on. You scoop him off the floor.
That's what I'm saying. You get somebody else because they're saying Berrios should make it because OBJ doesn't play special teams, and as your sixth receiver, these coaches want him to play special teams, and he doesn't do it. But why can't he go in? Why can't he be a gunner or something? Like why? You tell me he can't?
Can't just be a hype man? Like give me a break. You got come on now. Like throw him out there. He's all right. Like
and
you're
even
right.
so, cut Berrios. No. Keep OBJ. If OBJ sucks or he gets hurt, you cut him. You can get a Berrios off the scrap heap in week 3.
You know what it is? It's just tough because there is one kid who's going to get cut. And if that kid gets cut and he's a guy who could have been on your roster this week and he ends up on a different team and you look back and you don't even have OBJ in 2 weeks from now and he never plays another NFL game, you screwed up. You screwed up because that guy would have been a 6th round, 4th round, 5th round, trade back for next year. You can get something for, so even the Jets have done a few of those where they took on guys. Like, why did they take them on? They went back and traded them for future 4th rounders. The guys who had no reason to be on their roster. They were there just to be traded later. So it is a tough choice because there's a young guy who's going to get kicked off who probably may end up back in college.
Yeah, but their receiver room, their receiver room sucks anyway, though. Their receiver room is all old people. It's Berrios. It's Slayton. Slayton's their number 2 receiver.
No,
He's been
I
on the
agree.
Giants forever, and he's not very good.
Juju Smith-Schuster doesn't gotta fit in there, stuff that he's gone, and so they had all these ideas, and they brought in a bunch of bits and pieces to kind of see what puzzles together. I don't know where they're at inside of there. If he's liked and in that thing, and he's so essential to,
he might be an asshole though that they don't like.
Wide receiver room. They're going to keep the guys in the wide receiver room, in that room, that is essential. If he's one of those guys that's been oh wow,
I don't think he is though. I don't think he is because he's not.
No, I don't
dropped
either.
the touchdown. He's all right.
No, but I'm saying even just teaching the guys. So this is how we break down film. He's not that type of guy. You know what I mean? So I don't see it like that. So I don't think he makes it.
Those players
based
think that they're still good. He thinks he could still be OBJ of 8 years ago, but he's not.
They spend half their practice trying to catch it with one hand, but they can't catch it with two. So it's a problem. No, but seriously. So every practice is, and did you see? I saw it the other day. I've seen 0 about OBJ. I've seen one thing. You know what I saw? Did everybody catch this one hand play by OBJ today in practice?
Yeah,
the only thing I've seen.
I can't with the practice.
And as soon as I saw that, I said, "Why are you bothering? You should be catching with 3 hands. You're too old."
Yeah, no. And then the Jets. I saw with the Jets. I saw a thing on YouTube. I think I saw it. I think I saw it on YouTube. Le'Veon Bell came out and trashed the Jets when he was on their team.
Okay.
He said
about
the organization just being garbage. The coach sucked when he was on the team, and the organization was terrible. And
True.
When he started, they had
Adam
the talent.
Gase. I think it was Adam Gase.
I think it was
talking
too,
about
because they had Sam Darnold was the quarterback.
Was a rough one.
Sam Darnold was there.
Right.
He's like, we had talent. He goes, but then the organization just squashed it. The coach was terrible.
Yeah.
But so there's that. But there's also
offenses. That's what it was. And I look at it and I truly think the Jets' big deal this year is going to be having a guy like Frank Reich. And all of a sudden now you have a guy, you have Garrett Wilson coming out and being like, this is great. He kind of ripped Aaron Rodgers this week. So he's like, it's nice to have a guy in town that, says,
that's a rough thing to do, though. We can't rip Aaron Rodgers and go for
no, but he wasn't ripping him. He's just saying that it's like that if you make one step wrong, so that the receivers have more freedom. So with Rodgers, there's no freedom. It's you better run this route to this spot exactly or you're done. Whereas I'm running to open space. And
I saw that too.
Let me run, and I'm a bit firm. That's like us playing football back in the day. You give the guys with instincts and a good connection, open space.
Well, we couldn't run back. We couldn't run our patterns because you'd be back there pump faking everybody, and we'd never throw the ball.
Exactly. Yeah.
You'd be running circles 20 yards back.
But Geno Smith isn't Aaron Rodgers. Geno Smith's not going to drop back and tear apart a defense. Geno Smith's going to do that. He's going to roll out. Garrett Wilson's going to break to that open spot. The ball's going to be thrown, and that's how he's going to get a big play. It's not going to be, look at the perfect route and the perfect ball. It's none of that. It's backyard football, and I think that's where it's more instinctual football than it is X and O football.
Brees Hall.
So that's where I think the Jets strides this year may come.
Jets got good news because Brees Hall looks like he's going to play week 1, and the Jets better win week 1. The Titans.
But did they bring him back too early? This is the classic. No, this is your classic. Bring him back too early, then he's out for 4 weeks.
Yeah, I mean the Jets could be. I was looking at the schedule. If they don't win against the Titans, they better. They better.
Bob, we're not. What are we aiming for? I'm aiming for a chance at caring about. No, you're aiming to be relevant into deep
December.
Into October.
Yeah.
November.
No, you're right.
No, I'm saying like I can win this week and it matters in late October, early November. If you're there, this is a good season for the Jets because then it means
But what is that? What is that? 4-4? Is that what that is? Is that 4-4?
I'd rather see more of a 5-3 type of thing.
No way. I looked at the schedule. It's tough. You find 10 losses very easily on the Jets schedule.
No, you're right, Bob. But other teams have to come out and play good football too.
San Francisco. They got the Patriots twice. They got the Chiefs. They got Seattle. They got it's a tough schedule. They got the Bills twice.
I agree.
It's not easy for the Jets.
But what happens is we think these teams are going to be on top of the heap forever, and you realize a couple of those teams are going to actually take steps back, and they're not going to be quite there. And you think that just because the Lions, they're going to be great every year. Nope, they weren't last year. Sorry. That's how it works. You think it is, But not all the great teams are great, and sometimes early in the season,
No, you're right,
especially,
right. They'll probably win one of those that they shouldn't win.
The Jets could knock off anybody early in the season. We've done it year after year.
And is Mahomes going to be Mahomes coming off the injury? Like, you don't know. You're right. It's not a question mark.
No,
but just looking at it, you're like, wow, this is tough.
But you have to. But this is what we talked about. If the Jets went 0-16 and stayed within 7 points of every game and were only lost by 6 or less, I would consider it a great season. And you're like, oh, but they didn't win a game. I go, but if they, were out of every game, but won, half of them by, versus the bad teams, I don't know. I want you to be in every game, no matter who you play, and show you just belong to be here.
Just play all 1 o'clock. I think
what they haven't had in a long time.
1 o'clock on Sunday, the entire season.
What?
The Jets. Jets at 1 o'clock on Sunday, the entire season. That's the schedule.
I love
1
that.
o'clock.
I
do too. I do too.
That.
People say it's a knock, but I love that. I think that's
the game
great.
I'm the most tuned into.
Yeah.
By the time that's over with, I can enjoy the rest of the day of football. Oh, I'm in, man.
People are like, cool. 1 o'clock. They want you don't want a primetime game. You don't want to sit there on Sunday night.
Germany. I thought they'd be in Germany at 10 a.m.
You don't want to sit there on Sunday night. I think they might play though. I think everybody does play an overseas game, so they might have one overseas
worse.
game.
I'm not even. It doesn't even about work or anything. It's just
the word. Yeah, I don't want. I'm sick of it.
And you get a worse. I mean, not that it's a worse quality, but you want your guys up and playing.
Sunday night's the best game you get, but it's still. I can't be bothered. Then you've watched 8 hours of football. I mean, I watch it and it's on, but like,
it better be competitive by halftime. I want to watch every minute, even if it's not competitive. By halftime, if it's not competitive, I'm done with the Sunday night game. You think I need to watch the Jets get 24 more points run up on them in the second half at midnight?
Yeah. I think
that's what I need before I go to work. Happy Monday.
And then Cleveland. Cleveland is the Deshaun Watson last week said the fans were booing him. He came out. He's like, I don't care what you think. Basically screw the fans. They hate him there. A lot of Browns people were saying we're not going to the games. They made him starting quarterback today over Sanders. And Sanders had a better game last week.
Okay, and here's how this is working. This is your classic. He said, and you know why he's so mad? They cheered as he tore his Achilles.
Yeah, but he's also, like we said, he's the weirdo. He's a bad guy.
He was done. At that point, he's done. I'm telling you, I didn't realize this, but he is now like, he hates them. I didn't realize he hates them.
No, he hates them. He made all his money, too.
Normally, it's just, I said something dumb that the fans hate. Like, that's typically what happens. Very rarely does the quarterback actually hate them. He's saying to them, like, no, these people cheered me. This is why I'm telling you I hate them and don't care, and I would never change anything because they did this. So, you know what? And on the other end, Cleveland, you know why he's the starter? For one reason only. They need to win 2 games and be traded.
But also, the owners love him. Nobody will ever get a guaranteed contract ever again because of that. Because of him.
No, but he's on an exit year. The finally can be traded. If he plays well for a couple weeks, he will be on a different team, which he wants, which they want, and then Shador can take over. But I don't like this holding Shador back because I feel like he earned that job last year. He earned that they respect him on the team, and I think this is going to be a huge detriment to him because I know you don't believe in him as much as I do.
People that know quarterbacks say he's not good. Like, quarterbacks say he's no good. The players say he's not very good. Like, he looks all right to me, but everybody that analyzes like the footwork and this and that, they say he's not very good.
Winners win, and I don't know if that's the case, and that's all fine and good, but I watched with my own eyes last year. The only games I cared to watch were those with Shador Sanders games when the Jets were out of it, and I was actually enjoying going, I want to see his series. I was putting my money last year on Cleveland holding into those games, and he's the only one who honestly was going way
hyped up by his father.
The odds.
His father's hyping him up too.
But he was being unhyped in the bets. Like it was like as if he was getting you could have put his over on anything.
Yeah, because Vegas knows that he's no good. I think that's what I think,
but he was great. But he was knocking the numbers.
He was good for a couple weeks. He was
hitting the number. He was keeping him in games. He brought him back from comebacks. This is on a bad team.
Yeah. Browns are going to be bad no matter what.
No, and so I truly believe this is very odd for them to do. So it shows that they don't have faith that Shador Sanders is their future quarterback, but Deshaun Watson definitely isn't. So what are you doing?
Yeah, and like you said, you piss off the fans like that before it even starts.
That's even Browns, they got left
in Ohio. They love football.
It's a dog pound showing up to a 3-15 team.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they're terrible, and they love it. They love the Browns there. Like when they came back and everything, like they love the Browns, and it's in
sorry,
Ohio, it's the Midwest.
But the dog
football.
pound is like a pension system, Bob. If you don't feed it from the bottom, the dog pound goes away. You gotta bring in young dog pounders, some puppies, and get that dog pound. Now there's just gonna be a bunch of boomers out there.
Right.
They're all dying.
But they might hate. But do they hate him enough to show up and boo him? Probably,
They're
maybe
all showing up. The place is going to be packed. They're going to pay full price for parking. They're going to spend $1 million on the barbecue and the tailgate and all this. It's a joke. Like football's never ending. People are going to go. No, football.
Eventually, I think they're gonna.
Oh no,
do themselves.
No, that's true. No, I'm saying the fans aren't going to stop coming to the games one way or the other. And
I was listening to the WFAN before, then the Carton and them. They were like, fantasy football isn't as big a deal anymore because everyone can gamble.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone can gamble. So why even bother with this whole fantasy? I don't play fantasy. I don't play fantasy. I never played fantasy.
All your time and energy into something. Me neither. I don't like to play it.
I've never played. I used to play it, but never really got into it.
There's no value to doing it. I'm not a big I need a trophy guy. Like I don't need rights to. I did this. Like, and that's what they're for. I think.
No, the whole thing's for the draft. Everybody gets together. You drink beers.
I'm not even gambling that much anymore. Like type of thing where I'm like, I know, but I don't even care in that way about it. But I do understand why people aren't into it. But
it is the gambling though, because the generation behind us are degenerates.
It's too much time and investment.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I agree. Because I would be up to a couple years ago, I'd be in a league. But I would never do anything, and after 4 weeks, my team would just sit there, and I would forget, and I wouldn't be bothered. I already spent the $100, so it doesn't matter. It was one of those deals.
If you don't pay attention that this guy, you have to deadlines. If this guy, he got hurt or he's the bye week this week. If you don't trade him off his roster and put this guy in, it's like, oh man, I had him, but I didn't play him, and oh my god, who cares about it?
Now, what do you think about the guy who would go into LSU? Got cut from, I think, the Titans. Now he's going back to LSU. I don't think they can't be doing that. They can't be doing that. That's not right. He's a pro athlete. He's done with college. That's it. Once you're on the field, once you sign with them, you're done. It used to be now this guy was on the field playing in. This guy was playing. You're right.
Wrong.
And this guy was playing.
You're wrong.
In preseason games. Now he's on LSU. You're right,
all
though.
Pro athletes now, though. So it's a minor league. It's just a stepping stone for the NFL. It is a minor league pro system. You're paid, and I think it should be a back and forth. You have college eligibility, and that's up to them to regulate.
Because of the COVID thing. I think this is the last COVID year.
You should be able to dip your toes every year and try and see, how do I compete versus the next level? And then say, then maybe I should go back and develop more. And you know why? A guy's career, his life, a guy who would be a quality NFL guy next year, you're telling me his whole career and life ends because he can't go back?
Yeah, that's why the players have won all the court cases for the last 10 years.
But there's no stepping back into the NFL once you're gone.
The conferences now, as far as Big Ten and a couple of the other ones, are banning these pro players. That's not going to stand up in court because you're preventing the guy from making a living. You can't prevent him from making a living. So now, like you said, it's pro.
You open the door.
They're going to have to let the courts are going to rule that they have to let them come back.
And this is the big problem with this all right now that's hanging over everybody's heads, is there is no full rules. There's no CBA. They need a collective bargaining agreement for college players to really have a set system of who can and who can't. What is the penalty system if you did? What is the NFL allowed to do? What is the college allowed to? So if the conferences, so you're saying these guys are saying Big Ten said you can't do it. No way.
You can't do it. We're not taking you can't come back. Yep.
Yeah. Well, guess what? The mid-majors and the small schools are going to say, come on in, buddy. And they're going to become good
but they don't have the money. They don't have the money to pay these guys. That's the problem with a lot of the mid-major schools.
They will. When the guys show up, they will. Don't worry. When the athletes show up, the money will show up. Don't forget, it goes both ways.
The
big schools, the money shows up to the big schools. The money also, big schools come from big athletes.
Michigan's also graduating 50,000 people a class, so they're going to have some high-ranking well-earners in their alumni that are going to pay these guys.
Let me tell you, when the small college realizes it's worth $1 million investment to finally be cared about, to finally let people notice us, to have a reason for someone to want to come play us.
A lot of those teams can't win anything. A lot of those teams go undefeated. They can't crack the top 10.
No, they get the next one and the next one. Then they can always say he comes back and this huge guy comes back and now he's at our school. Remember, I'm telling you, these are guys. It's a business now.
No, it isn't.
So whoever
it's always
is
been a business.
Smartest, whoever has the best CEO at these colleges who realizes I see opportunity, these other schools say don't come back. Oh, we'll take the best guy. It was about to be an NFL player. Put him on my line.
See what's going to happen.
My quarterback's going to be protected.
The conferences are powerless now. They used to be the most powerful thing. They're powerless. So is the NCAA. They lose all the court cases. They're going to lose this court case, right? They're going to lose this court case, and then there's going to be players saying, "Oh, I want to go back." They're not going to take them. Maybe they might not even be good enough, and they're going to say, "Blackballed. I'm blackballed. They're blackballing me," and they're going to take that to court, and they're going to win that.
Yes,
and it's just a disaster.
And those
the whole
players,
thing's a disaster.
Those players are never going to have a path to going forward, and it's going to be a big question mark if there's unanswered questions going into next year's draft of who actually becomes eligible, who actually declares for the draft. If you're not allowed,
everyone's going to declare.
Everyone's
going to declare. Why not? You can't lose. But if
not
losing anything.
If it's in limbo, you're not going to.
But
your
the lawyers
may end.
but the lawyers are going to tell you can't. They can't do this. They can't prevent you from making a living. Like it's an open and shut case. I don't think they even have a court case for it. I think
at the end of the day, it's going to come down to one judge whether or not he's a fan of LSU or not.
Yeah, well,
that's how it's going to work.
That's what they did. You know what they did?
It's in the district court of Louisiana.
That's what they did. That's how they got this guy in the team. They took it to a court in Louisiana, and of course they ruled for it. The guy's a new LSU alum.
They kick up to Washington, D.C., and this guy's been to Northwestern or whatever, and he's like, I hate it. I hate them.
Bring it up here to the 9th District and forget it.
We're literally fans over here just wrecking football for their own personal gain.
The whole thing's wrecked. It's a disaster.
Nothing less impartial than a person who says they're impartial.
And people are like, these players
totally
are switching teams.
Umpires?
These players are switching teams in the middle of the season.
You rooted for the Yankees your whole life. There's no impartiality in any of this stuff.
No, and then to make it worse, this week the NFL, the NCAA starts a week early. And listen, and you always get every once in a while, once in a blue moon, you get the Appalachian State craziness, unbelievable. But listen, look at this. This is the week one. This is some of the week one games and the spread. Ohio State is a 50.5-point favorite over Ball State. Who's watching that game?
The bettors.
And all these teams are home. And all these
bettors. That's a huge number,
bet.
Bob.
You don't bet that number. You leave that alone. And then you got number 2 Oregon, 24.5. Indiana, 40.5. The spread. LSU, Clemson, okay. East Carolina is a 28.5-point favorite. Notre Dame's got a decent game against Virginia, or something like that.
Bob, don't you want to play their hardest game of the year, at least your scheduled hardest game of the year, in your first game? Because if you lose that, you can still make the playoff. In the past, you were done. Now it's like you don't want to lose that game at the last 2 weeks of the year.
No, but Ball State, and I played Ball State the last 2 weeks of the year. Ball State will always take the game because it's a payday for them, right? They get on national TV, Ball State, but you're 50.5-point underdogs. You're going to lose that game. You could lose that game theoretically 77-3, right? It's not out of the realm.
Big check right to the AD.
They look so bad, though. They look so right to the
check,
AD.
Bob.
Right?
Big fat check.
They look so bad. Yeah, but who the hell is Ohio State? Well, play somebody. I counted against them. If I'm voting, if I have a right for a paper and I'm voting, I'm counting.
Do you know why?
What are you doing?
Do you know why Notre Dame adds that game? Notre Dame has that game early because they don't get the conference championship game. So
Notre Dame has an NBC TV contract too. That NBC doesn't want to see them play nobody.
But Notre Dame doesn't get a big game at the end of the year. All these other teams have one extra week where they play the next biggest opponent, the number 2. They get to say, I'm the top. And Notre Dame doesn't have that solidifier. You know what I mean? They have everything else but that. Oh, look, we proved it. And
if you even look, because if you looked on this right away, you see, okay, the last 3 games are off the board, line pending, right? You know why those are off the board? Because they're not even Division I schools. They're not even FBS schools. They're FCS schools. It's crazy.
Week 1 is a pay-to-play. Week 1 is pay-to-play from the small schools to get your name on the map. It's the same thing I think is good. No, but
you know what? They'll have 100,000 in the horseshoe. They'll have 100,000 in the horseshoe.
Exactly. And it's the same concept. Small schools are willing to pay a big chunk of money for probably a big player too. I really believe it, Bob. It's like it's an
well, they get paid. Yeah, the small schools get paid to come there.
They have to build, or else they will be left in the dust.
You know what it should be? Ohio State. You want to play Ball State?
They get paid.
Yeah. You want to play Ball State? Go to Ball State and play. How about that? You got to play them in their house. Now they'll still beat them by 40, but at least they get to go and give Ball State a home game. Ohio State, let them get the gate. Let them get everything. Same thing. They're going to lose by 40, but let them get a home game with them. Ohio State will never, they'd never in a million years go to Ball State to play a game.
Nope.
It's crazy.
Nope.
So I'm not, but either way, I'm not watching it.
And let's just hope. I got my money's on Ball State.
To cover the 50.5. If I'm betting it, I'm taking the money line.
Money line.
If I'm betting it, I'm taking Ball State.
$100 money line.
You start the game down 51-0, Brett. If you bet Ohio State,
you're losing season 50. Off nice, Bob. Bob, start your season off right. $100 money line. I don't know what it pays. It doesn't matter.
I bet they don't even have a money. I bet they don't even have a money line. They don't. There's no money line for a 50.5 point spread. What is it? Like, what is it? It's worth putting, because if they do, it's worth putting $20 on.
It's 10 G's. It's 10 G's.
For $20.
For 10.
You win 20.
100 for
$100 for 10 G's, and that's not even equal to what it should be, because that's not 50.5. It should be like 100 G's.
You don't get equal.
No, you don't get. You're right. You never do. But it should be like. I would bet I would take the points, right? You don't want you're starting off a game, you're watching the game, sitting there, you got $100 on it, you're losing 50.
You take the points.
51.
You're one fumble away from being up 60 points, Bob.
But
you're a fumbled kickoff.
But you know they cover. You know they're gonna
they don't even know if they can complete a pass.
You're losing 51-0.
He was good in high school. We don't know.
You're losing 51-0. You're losing 51-0 to start the game. But you know what? The sick part is you're right. Everybody takes the points and they cover. They're gonna cover.
Bob, if you just counted possessions and how many
That's what I'm saying.
possessions would occur,
like, it's not easy.
It's only down to like 3 possessions where they'd have to hold them.
I know. But
not score, Bob. Just 3 possessions where they have to hold them.
But you know they're going to cover. You know Ohio State's going to win 75-3. But I would take the points. I'm with you.
Bob, they're going to be down. They're going to be only up by 25 in the fourth quarter, and they're still going to cover.
Yeah, and they're still going to They'll be losing at halftime. 51 points. Imagine, I couldn't even imagine.
People are going to be counting their money. People are going to be counting their money. Me and you are going to be like, yeah,
we got it, They put 50 on it. Bam, they got it.
I'm not hedging. I'm not cashing out for 5 Gs.
Pick 6.
I'm not
fumble return.
No way am I cashing out for 5 Gs.
Yeah,
no way can they lose 70 points. Biggest second half in college football history.
10-3 started the fourth quarter, and they cover. That's what that's what it's going to do. They're up 10-3, and they would cover. It's crazy.
With the ball.
But it's crazy. So that's that. Mets tonight, coming up 5:40 now.
Yeah, watch this one. You're going to watch one of the best pitchers
playing
versus your team. This is it. You have to watch. If you're watching the game tonight, watch
and you know what? At least they could burn the Brewers. At least when they went to the bullpen and 1 pitch into the game yesterday, they knew that they had Mizorowski today, that they could probably go with most of the game. So
Mets
should be good.
Play well versus these guys. Take the Mets tonight, the money line. There you go. Plus 200, plus 250 or something like that.
Let's go. Let's beat them. They win the series. They're going to beat the Brewers. Best record in baseball.
Yeah, let's go.
So that's it for Brett Grasso. Don't forget, guys, rate, review, and subscribe. Hit our website, YouTube, all social media. We'll be on TikTok carrying the games, NFL next week. That does it for us. From the Brian Gunzel studio, for Brett Grasso, I'm Bob Walters. See ya.